From Emirates Stadium, where shortly Arsenal will be facing Fulham in the Premier League. It looks like it's about to rain. I was going to say, next to me on this lovely sunny day in North London is Adrian Clarke, but Clarky, it looks like we're going to have a bit of thunder here.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah, it's sort of menacing clouds overhead. I brought my trackie just in case.
Already.
Not sure how that's going to help me, but yeah, look, I'm looking forward to the game. It might not be the best day weather-wise, but yeah, I think we can expect goals today. I think Fulham, if we're at it, we can absolutely score goals against Fulham today.
Are you excited? How are you feeling? I mean, we were here at Emirates on Monday night, of course. The team weren't playing here, but you and I were doing the breakdown live from here, and we were really pumped for that game. A bit stressful at points, which we'll get onto later on.
Yeah.
How are you feeling ahead of this one?
Well, I'd like a more routine victory.
Yep.
I'd like us to keep 11 players on the pitch. That would be nice. I wasn't that nervous. I've got to be honest. I know that it was stressful, but Palace didn't create that much against us. What really impressed me was the defending. Like, as a team, I thought that we defended superbly. So more of that, please, because we could do with a home clean sheet. But in possession, just a few more chances created. Convert that dominance that we're likely to have against Fulham in terms of the ball, convert it into creating better chances than we have in the first two games. That's what I'm looking for. And obviously, ultimately, a win.
I mean, I would love a win. Clarky, we have, of course, seen the lineup.
Yes.
The team news. Hopefully we can have a look at it on the screen right now as well. I mean, we'll go through it. What were your initial thoughts when you saw it? So it is Ramsdale, Partey, White, Saliba, Kivior, Odegaard, Havertz, Rice, Martinelli, Saka and Trossard.
Well, my first impression when I saw it was, where's Eddie?
Yeah.
Where's Eddie? Because Eddie Nketiah was great. I thought the other night against Crystal Palace, made some really good chances with his movement. He was unlucky not to score. Created the penalty, didn't he, with a good piece of football. So I think he's unlucky not to start, but with strikers, I also feel that rotation is quite good.
Okay.
Because I think you need to be so explosive when you're a striker that you've got to be sharp at all times. And maybe unleashing Leandro Trossard there today, potentially, might give us a little bit more impetus. We'll have to wait and see. The other name I was looking for was, where's Gabriel? So I keep thinking, well, Gabriel's going to start this one. Well, he's going to start this one. And I thought, with Tomiyasu suspended, it has to start. But he's not. Kivior, I think the reason he's starting is because of Thomas Partey at right back.
Yeah.
I think Mikel likes that. He likes that position where he can come into midfield, and he wants someone that's more of a left back on that side. And I think that Kivior is more of a left back than Gabriel. That's the only logical explanation for me.
I mean, yeah, you're like, I don't know. This is the thing, right? I kind of like it at the moment, though, Clarky, where it's a quite nice situation to be in, where we have quite a few options, right?
Yeah.
So before each game, we're going, right, who's going to be in the lineup?
Yeah.
Who's going to be starting in this position?
Well, it got a bit boring last year, because it was like same again, same team. So no, he's keeping everybody on their toes, the players included, opposition managers as well, which I think is important, because you don't want to. You'd like to keep something up your sleeve, and I think Fulham would have maybe anticipated something different from us. So, look, that's the strength of having a deep squad, isn't it? Zinchenko's an interesting one, because obviously he's fit enough to be involved, but maybe not fit enough to start yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a good chunk today, maybe 30 minutes or so.
Are you still feeling confident, as confident as you were about 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, the team news doesn't affect my confidence at all.
Okay.
I think we can create loads of chances against Fulham. I think we can score goals. No Premier League game's a walkover. We saw that against Nottingham Forest here the other week. But I think we've progressed since then, and I think that Fulham are a team in transition at the moment. We should win today, and I think we should win by at least a couple.
Yeah, I'm sure Arsenal supporters will be debating this lineup quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because they love to on social media, and I kind of like to see it.
All
and
for the debates.
Yeah, I am a bit gutted to not see Eddie. I was going to say that I think he'll get a goal today. I mean, he might.
Well,
do,
I
right?
think I either said on last week's show or I said it on a podcast this week. Well, Eddie will play Saturday because he was so standout in the game. But look, I think what we've got to realise now is that nothing is predictable about Mikel Arteta this season.
Right. Adrian, as you know, on the Breakdown Live, we always like to have very special guests, don't we?
do, yeah.
And today is no exception. Look at your face, you're so smiley.
Yeah.
We've got 2 all-elite wrestlers with us, right? Thunder Rosa.
Hope they're not going to put some moves on us.
And Anthony Ogogo. Come join us, guys.
Hey, hello guys.
Stand next to me.
How you doing? Yeah,
Hello.
good to see you, good to see you.
I don't know. I don't have a free hat. Just touch my shoulder. Hey guys, we're going to all share microphones, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Firstly, you are here because AEW President Tony Khan is also Vice Chairman of Fulham.
Yes.
So, are we right to assume that you are supporting Fulham here today?
I'm a Norwich fan. So I'm just here because I love football. And this is arguably the home of football. I do like Arsenal as well.
Well, I can say I am because this is actually my first game here in London. I'm from Mexico. I grew up watching, soccer in Mexico or football in Mexico. So I'm super excited today. So let's go Fulham.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, you can support Arsenal. Mr. Khan doesn't need to know. Doesn't need to know who you support.
The home of football as well.
I used to go to Highbury all the time. My cousin was an Arsenal fan, so I used to go to Highbury all the time. I love Highbury. Like, we all love Highbury because it's such a special stadium. This is cool as well, though. This is really cool. I mean, this is a massive stadium. I love it. And it's not nice to be here.
I'll tell you what, it's not quite as big a stadium as Wembley Stadium, which is where you're going to be tomorrow.
Good link.
What an event! Honestly, I've spoken to a few people about speaking to you guys being on the show today, and they said, "Oh, we're going to Wembley tomorrow to watch the wrestling." This
all
is a
in,
huge
right? The
event.
show.
All in.
Yes, all in.
All in.
It's
80,000 plus people
and it's
packing them after Wembley Stadium. Oh my goodness!
It's a homage to the first All-In that was done in Chicago, and it was before it was 10,000 people. So imagine we put this show without giving any matches, and we sold $80,000. By the way, if you don't know, this is 80,000 tickets. I'm so excited.
More like $10 million, but 80,000 tickets.
I'm sorry. No, but I'm saying this is the biggest show ever.
And me and Thunder, we're not wrestling. So imagine next year when we do it, probably over 2 days.
90,000 people.
So yeah.
So you're just there to take it all in tomorrow.
Well, I am actually a commentator. I do a Spanish commentating, so I'll be speaking for 6 hours in Espanol. So if you're going to be watching it in Spanish, you're going to be hearing me and my peers. But I love it. This is such a great and emotional thing for everybody that is a wrestling fan because this is the biggest show in the world in the history of professional wrestling.
Wow. How's the recovery going? You've been injured, right?
Yes, I'm wearing high heels, so I can tell
Yeah,
you. That's a little hint. It's coming up. The rust come back pretty soon.
Oh, okay. And Anthony, for you, what was the transition like going into wrestling? I mean, pretty different, right?
Different, but the same. Do you know what it is? I mean, it was very hard. Physically, wrestling's really hard. People think wrestling's like this performative, like fake nonsense. It's so hard. She's got a broken back. I've got a broken everything from wrestling because it's so physically demanding. Right? But she's tough as she's as tough as nails. The transition was enjoyable but challenging. But yeah, I'm very much living our second childhood dream because any kid around my age, around our age, right? Any kid watched The Rock. Wanted to be The Rock. The eyebrow, all the moves, talking nonsense. I get to do it every single week now, so very much a second childhood dream.
I remember seeing you in the boxing ring many a time before you got that injury, which is a real shame. So what? But wrestlers are out there, right? I mean, I can see you're a little bit out there with the old face.
I'm not a little out there. I'm actually a MMA fighter too, so I do everything. Wow. Right? Yes.
I was going to ask Anthony, have you taken on a persona? Are you giving it large now that you're a wrestler?
I'm the governor.
Oh, yes, he is.
I'm a British bad guy. When I'm in the US, everyone hates me, they boo me. I'm the governor.
Okay, he dared to put your flag on somebody that is loved by Americans. It was crazy.
So when I win, I knock somebody out, and then on the floor, I get my Union Jack, and I drape it over him, and it's like a body bag, and I walk out, I get on the top rope, do my fist, everyone boos me. I love it.
Yes.
So much
pretty
fun.
out there.
Oh my God.
You like the boos? You like being the baddie?
The best.
Yeah, that is the best, honestly, because you can say whatever you want and you can get away with it. It's awesome.
And also, and the bad guys and girls have more fun. And also, you can say things, and if it's a bit too far, a bit too close to the line, you can say it was the character. It wasn't me. It was the character. But really, it's you.
We need to adopt some of that.
I want a ticket for tomorrow now.
I don't know if you can get away with it here, but if you want to, go ahead.
I think tickets all sold out. However, you can watch it on Fight TV, on pay-per-view around the world, Fight TV. And if you didn't get a ticket this year, next year, 100% get your tickets early because they're going to go like hotcakes.
Crazy, yes.
I love that plug. We are going to let you go and prepare for kickoff. But lastly, what are your predictions? Come on, Arsenal.
It has to be
win.
Fulham 2-0.
No, Rosa!
Let's go!
I mean, such a tourist, 2-0. Who says 2-0?
Dude, listen.
All the Americans like, I want a half and half scarf. You can't get a half and half scarf. You can't do it. I reckon 2-0 Arsenal.
Hey, no, I'm not American.
Declan
I'm
Rice, now
Mexican, by the way. Okay,
now
lower scored lately.
Now
out
Declan,
there.
I think Arsenal have a really good season. Last season was really unbelievably well to push Man City so far. I think a couple of big injuries obviously cost you guys from winning the title. You've now got more strength and depth. I think Arsenal are going to challenge Man City all the way to the very end. However, I think Man City just have too much right now.
I was going so well, Anthony. It was going so well. And then you just had to ruin it at the end.
I'm a realist.
He's very
I love
analytical.
Arsenal beat Man City. I like Arsenal. I like Arsenal. Remember the old days? Bergkamp, Steven Wiltord. I used to love Wiltord. Christopher Ray. I'm old school. I'm an old school fan.
Okay, you know what? We're going to take from that you do think Arsenal are going to win the league. Thank you so much, guys. We'll let you head off and enjoy
Thank you very much.
pitch
Have fun
side.
tomorrow.
Good luck tomorrow. Thank
See you
you.
later.
Oh my God, I love them. What
Great
good energy,
good
Clarke.
energy.
I
Good
think we
energy.
need to become wrestlers or something.
Not so sure.
What would your wrestler name be?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Commando Clarke. I don't know. I'm just off the top of my head. It's got a rhyme.
Commando Clarke.
I was the wrong one. I was thinking the army term.
Sure. Right, we've got a little quiz question for you to play along with at home. So, the question is, I know you know the answer here. In our record-breaking 2003-2004 invincible season, remember that? Good days. How many of our 38 Premier League games were wins?
Yeah.
You knew that
No
already, didn't
Googling.
you?
No Googling.
No Googling. We will tell you the answer up in the My Arsenal Rewards box. But first, let's hear from the boss, Mikel Arteta.
Mikel, good to see Jesus back on the training pitch.
Yeah, really happy. Obviously, it was a big blow for him after all the preseason that he had to have another surgery, but he's looking really sharp. He trained the full week really good, so he's ready to go.
By ready to go, you're probably not ready to be involved this weekend, or will he be?
He's ready to go. Yeah.
From the start?
That's it.
Wow, that's great news for the fans.
Yeah, it's very good.
You did your buying early, didn't you? Got it out of the way. But obviously, I know Edu's working hard on trying to clear some of the players who are maybe fringe players away from the club. Any news of any progress on that score?
No, as you said, there are some movements happening. Obviously, the last week is going to be really busy, but nothing that we can announce at the moment.
The two that appear to be near is Flo, Balogun going to Sociedad.
We cannot say anything else, and there are.
To Monaco, I apologise.
Sorry. So some movements, but yeah, we cannot get dragged into individuals because there is nothing concrete yet.
And with Kieran seemingly going on loan to Sociedad, have you fly him over there and show him around when he goes?
Again, there are things that are not resolved yet, and when that's the matter, we will tell you.
And there could be, I guess, before the window closes, others as well. How important is it to get a settled squad when the window is closed?
Well, really important, especially for the players. You know, everybody needs to have clarity in their roles where they are playing, obviously their families as well, and we need clarity, the amount of numbers that we're going to have and who can do what. But till the window is open, which is still a bit strange, you know, to be competing already in different competitions and still the window is open. We have to deal with that. It's happened for a long time and we are used to it.
Gabriel is probably on that list of players you might listen to offers for. Going back almost a year, he was the hero and villain in the game against Fulham, wasn't he? A bit of a mistake for their goal, then got the late winner.
Yeah, but Gavi is a really important player for us, and there is nothing going on with that at the moment.
Okay. About Fulham, though, obviously you got a win a year ago. Different proposition this time. They started well, a bit better last season, didn't they?
Well, I think what Marco and the coaching staff done there is remarkable. The way they played last season and where they qualified in the Premier League, and especially the way they did it, it was incredible. And he's a coach that I always admire. He's really well organized. They have really clear ideas of what they want to do. You can see his team exactly in the way that he wants to. And tomorrow we're going to have a tough match.
I know you just come off the training pitch and you've got far more important issues much closer at hand in terms of looking forward to this game and the rest of the season. But while you have been out on the training pitch, there's been quite a lot of developments regarding Luis Rubiales following the World Cup final last weekend. He's refused to resign. There's a lot of criticism from Spanish football players and managers. I just wonder whether you thought all this was overshadowing what was a great success for Spain.
For sure, and hopefully it doesn't, because I'm extremely proud of what they done. I think the whole country is, but yeah, I don't have the full details, so sorry, I cannot comment on what happened today. But it is sad, you know, that this is happening while, you know, everybody should be celebrating and be extremely proud of what they've done.
Thanks, Gary. We'll go to Becky from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I don't believe, as Arsenal manager, that you've ever actually lost to Fulham in the league. Did they set up their team a certain way that brings out the best in your teams, or what have you noticed about them?
No, I didn't know that stat, so it's something new. Hopefully we can continue tomorrow and win the game. But as I said, it's a team that creates a lot of challenges and difficulties, and it happened last year, you know. And when we played there and at home, we had tough moments. The way we won at home, it was in the last minute, and away we were very good in the first half and not so good in the second half. So tomorrow I'm expecting something very similar.
And do you think that the start of their season, it seemed to be a bit of a smash and grab at Everton, and then obviously the defeat to Brentford? Do you actually think that's a true representation of where they're at? Because obviously with Mitrovic gone, Tim Ream not there tomorrow, is it a bit sort of on paper a difficult spot, but in reality they'll still be the same Fulham that you...
I don't know. The majority of the group has been there for a while. You know, they've been doing very well with that core group. It's true that Mitrovic gave them a different dimension, but Jimenez as well is a very proven goal scorer in this league that he did extremely well at Wolves. And they have resources. They have the capacity to hurt you. And tomorrow, again, we will see that for sure.
And just finally, there's no fresh injuries this week?
No news.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
George from the BBC.
Mikel, hello.
Hi.
Just before I talk to you about Arsenal, have you seen Mike Dean's comments overnight about VAR and he didn't send Anthony Taylor to the monitor? And I just wondered what's your take on it, and do you think it's an isolated incident, or do you think we've got a big problem with VAR?
I prefer not to comment too much on referees. Stay away from it. I think it's clear from the images what to gather, so prefer not to comment on that.
Just reflecting on Monday, that was a really, I know we're 2 games into the season, but winning away against Palace with 10 men, that's a really good result, isn't it?
Especially when you have to play over 30 minutes. There in those conditions, but we did it, you know, and the team showed incredible resilience and hunger to win and react against difficult moments, and this is what we want. So it was a really good game for us to learn something different.
I think before your time, the Arsenal team had a bit of a reputation of sort of being a bit weak. Looking on Monday, and you've got so many 6-foot-tall players, you can't say this about this team. You look a really strong team. Do you feel that as a manager, that these are a hard set of players?
But that's something that you have to prove every single day, you know, because the moment that you are not at it in this league, you're going to be exposed, you know, and that's the adjectives that a lot of people uses, you know, to explain a defeat or to explain a draw, and sometimes it is not that simplistic, but yeah, I don't like those words attached to our team, that's for sure.
Did you identify that when you come in as something that you need to change, and now you've reached that level?
More than that, is just the way that you feel the team has to conduct, you know, the team has to transmit, the way the team has to feel every ball and the way that your team has to compete, and it's very far away from those words, that's for sure.
The Arsenal fans enjoyed the win, but they also want to see a midfield of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Odegaard. So can you promise them that this season you'll see that in a midfield three, because that's the midfield three they want to see?
Well, I think we already ticked that box.
What, the way you're playing?
Yeah, well, we play like this against Manchester City, no?
In the league though?
In the league. Okay. So not in the Champions League, the Carabao Cup. We have to play like this in the league.
No, but it's just they
At home or away?
They want to see. Well, these are your options though, isn't it?
For sure. I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah.
Thanks, George. We'll go to Ian.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel, you well?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Good.
You?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
Can I start by asking you about the new rules? How you find them as a manager? How the team find them? Because obviously Tommy.
I'm used to them already. 1 week, bang, done.
You have no complaints.
Yeah, I'm a
about
new man. On the touchline, you will see me so calm. I won't move from the line. I'm ready to go.
I mean, I'm being serious because last season.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying my best to be there, you know. I have somebody in the stand. The moment I move, I have a band there, so I'm not going to move tomorrow. You will see how good I behave.
Is that difficult for you? I mean, because you're a passionate man.
Yeah, very difficult. But I will try my best. That's what I can promise.
Fulham tomorrow without Mitrovic, who's gone to Saudi Arabia this week. Although none of your players have been linked this summer with the move to Saudi Arabia, lots of big players have been. Mo Salah, most recently, in the last 24 hours. How big a threat to the Premier League do you think Saudi Arabia is becoming now and will become in maybe a year or 2 years?
It's another competitor, you know, and then it brings other opportunities for players, for managers, for people that works in the industry to decide. At the end, we are free to decide, you know, when clubs, players or whoever has to agree to something, you have to have the intention to go, and you need to find agreements. That's where they are contracts. So if people agrees to go, means someone agrees to go there, but the other one agrees to sell him. So it goes 2 or 3 different ways.
Oh, thank you. Always good to hear from the boss. Welcome back to the Breakdown live from the My Arsenal Rewards box. And you had these guys, our wonderful supporters and guests. Okay, one really enthusiastically clapping. Clarke, we just walked past Mikel, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Nice.
Look, he was a bit serious. There was no sort of smiles or anything. He didn't. He had his game face on. We also saw Gunnosaurus, didn't we? Little high five en route.
Not as up there as Mikel.
Not quite as up there, but no. But yeah, good start to the day. I enjoyed our chat with the wrestlers downstairs pitch side, and got a great studio audience, and hopefully we're going to have a fun day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty packed out here in the studio. How are you all feeling? Where's the microphone? Who wants to take the mic first? How are you feeling? Are you excited? A bit nervous?
No, I'm excited. I'm optimistic about the game. I know Arsenal are playing Fulham, London derby. Everyone's going to be up for it, but I know the boys are going to come and deliver.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the lineup? Because we were just talking about it pitch side, obviously. Any surprises in there for you?
Well, for me personally, I felt that Zinchenko was going to come into the side, but it's Kivior coming in. It's not a downgrade or anything like that, because I've been watching him, and this is a time for him to show that he's adapted to the league and use his passing ability. Progress
should be
nicely.
fine. I think with Zinchenko, he's just been gently brought back in. He's had that injury, hasn't he? And I just think the worst thing he could do is just rush him back when he's not quite ready. I think he just needs a bit more time on the training pitch. It wouldn't surprise me to say, hopefully the plan might be 2 or 3-0 up or more, coming into the second half, and then say, right, off you come, Kivior, Zinchenko, go and have half an hour or something like that, get some miles in the legs, and then it might be his position to own again, I guess.
Yeah, well, we've got options, which is nice. Yeah. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? Yeah. By the way, if you were watching on Arsenal.com or YouTube or wherever you are, you could also have a chance of being a lovely studio guest. Here we go. This is how. So, Arsenal members, enter the code you see on screen right now. Arseful. 23PL. Yeah, that is the code. Enter it in the Enter Redemptions code box on
Don't go
the
letter by letter there.
My Arsenal Reward Hub to receive 100 points. And you can then redeem these points on rewards, prizes, and money can't buy experiences like joining us here on the show. Make sure you're quick though, because this code will expire by 5 p.m. this evening.
Okay, you've got to be sharp then. No, it's 100 points. I mean, it sounds a lot, right? I don't know how many you need to come here, but yeah.
You're laughing at the code still.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the way you read it out, yeah.
This is what I'm dealing with. Clarke, what did you say your wrestling name would be as
stop
well?
it. No, we're not going there. We're not going there.
Oh, no. Okay, you want to... I asked Adrian what his wrestling name would be.
Yeah, put me on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, put you on the spot. Fair enough. He's a quick thinker. He came with Commando Clarke and didn't realise why I found that quite amusing. My mum messaged me being like, oh, my God, can't believe you said that.
Let's move on.
Right, so, we asked you a question pitch side, and you guys in the studio, I don't think you heard what it was. So the question was, in our record-breaking 2003-2004 Invincible season, how many of our 38 Premier League games were wins? Okay, so at home you've had a while to think about it. Now, we've got some puzzles
anyone
to
know
face
the
it.
correct answer?
Anyone know?
24.
Oh, close. Close.
Oh, we got the youngster.
Yes, 26.
Hey.
Well done.
What's your name? Max. Well played, Max. Super.
Well done, Max. 26.
Look, Max wasn't even born when it happened, he knew. So look, I don't know what you know.
It's embarrassing, you lot.
You got to look at yourselves, you guys. Shocking.
We're also doing something new for the season. So we're going to do a leaderboard of predictions, and it's going to be a first goal prediction. Okay, so we're going to get each of you now quickly to go along and pass the microphone all the way down the lovely line and say your name and what time you think the first goal is going to go in today. And then we're going to do a whole leaderboard throughout the season, which is very exciting. I'm not going to even bother trying to predict because I'm useless. I always get it wrong. Remember when we do scoreline predictions?
Yeah.
Wrong every time.
Yeah.
Right,
let's go.
Let's go.
So my name?
Yes.
Yeah. Ethan. And I think it'll be the 27th minute.
Oh.
Right,
okay.
My name's Jennifer and I think it will be in the 15th minute.
Okay. Early goal, yeah, earlier.
My name's Chev and I think it'll be in the 6th minute.
Oh, he's gone bold. He's gone bold.
My name's Sanj and I think it's going to be probably 18th minute.
Okay.
There's a lot of confidence. We're going to start fast.
My name's Joel and I think we're going to score in the first minute.
No! That is rogue!
My name's Dre and I think we'll score in the 4th minute.
There's a lot of confidence.
Okay, yeah.
This feeling might be disappointing.
Yeah.
My name's Tom. I think we'll score in the 12th minute.
Okay.
My name's Mark. I'm going 17 minutes.
17. Oh, early.
Yeah.
My name's Max, and I think it will be in the 17th minute.
Okay.
I'm Sam, and I think it's going to be the 21st minute.
21st, right?
So,
we'll see.
all early goals
Let's
then, all
hope the
first
production
half.
team have written that down.
I hope that they were working quickly on that. What do you reckon?
I think it might be a bit later than that, like the 33rd minute or something. But I think once we get one, I think we'll get a few, yeah. We're going to get into some analysis on Fulham. I think we can create a lot of chances today. A lot of it will depend on whether we bring our shooting boots.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, well, we will soon find out if any of you are correct. I've forgotten them all right now, but luckily producer Callum has written them down. Right, we have another special guest joining us on the show. Straight off of Love Island, well, not quite literally, but he's recently been on it. And he's a footballer as well. It is Tyreek. Hi! Tyreek, come join us. Hello. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Tyreek.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Did you just hear what we were doing in here? So predicting what minute the first goal is going to go in today. What do you reckon?
28th, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, sensible
Yeah.
shout, yeah. So how are you? I mean, I did catch a fair bit of Love Island.
He's a fan. Adrian's a fan.
Every year I say I'm not going to watch it, and I end up getting drawn in. So yeah, congratulations. I did, yeah. It was very good. how's it been since you come out?
Yeah.
And are you still together with Ella?
Yeah, I'm still together with Ella, going strong. So yeah, we're happy. It's good, man. But come on. But yeah, coming out of the villa is different, man. Because it's like obviously when you're in there, nobody.
Yeah.
To me, I'm still just a normal guy. Do you know what I mean? And people asking for pictures and stuff like that. So it's just mad. It's gonna take time to adapt. It's a bit overwhelming sometimes, but it's nice, man. It's nice. I appreciate all the love.
Yeah, I bet. And are you still playing football for Lewis FC, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not playing football at the minute.
Okay.
So I think it's something I'm thinking about getting back into and looking to get back into it. But obviously I need to get my fitness back, man. I've been in the villa not doing nothing.
You've not done a pre-season, have you?
No pre-season. So,
yeah. We got a bit in common actually. You Welling United.
Yeah,
you played for them. That was where I finished. Yeah, got a bad injury there. So that, and your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad used to play against me. I didn't realise when I was watching Love Island. I didn't realise your dad was Micah Hyde, who I'd have played against many times. I think when he was at Watford and even when we were as kids. So yeah.
Small world.
Does he still play a bit?
No, he don't really play a bit. He coaches now.
Okay.
He's a coach, a youth team coach. So yeah.
So you have always been an Arsenal fan. I mean, I'm guessing you're an Arsenal fan, Tyreek. This will be a bit awkward if you're not.
Yeah, I'm a massive Arsenal fan. Been a big Arsenal fan since young, since I was born. Really, my nan and granddad are heavy Arsenal fans, so they started introducing Arsenal to me basically from a young age. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent. What about your first sort of memories of Arsenal sides, Arsenal players? You're going to make me feel very old here, I know, but yeah, who stands out from when you were sort of first into football?
When I was first introduced, I gotta say Henry, man. But you know what it is? I used to get gassed because obviously my name's Thierry Henry. I used to have the same initials as Henry, so I used to just be gassed. That's what I said. I'm like, yeah, man, Henry.
Number 14?
Yeah, 14, yeah.
How are you feeling about this season then? I'm guessing you were pretty happy with last season, maybe not so much how it ended, but feeling confident heading into this one?
Yeah, do you know what? I am confident, you know. I feel like, obviously, I ain't gonna lie and said I've watched the games so far, do you know what I mean? But I watched highlights and stuff like that. I ain't really had time, but I like the way the team's moving and grooving. And I like it, and I think it's going to all come together good and hopefully, go for the title, man.
Well, definitely hope so. What about up front? Because the other night, Eddie Nketiah, I think was heavily involved. I think he had a pretty good game, didn't score, but he finds himself on the bench today. And we think it's going to be Trossard. It could obviously be Havertz. What do you think about that call from Mikel?
Do you know what? I see the comments after the games and stuff like that. I see a lot of fans criticising Eddie for missing a few chances, do you know what I mean? But at least he's getting in the positions, man. Exactly. If you're getting in the positions, you know what I'm saying? Eddie's hungry, he's sharp, and I like Eddie, man. I'm a big fan of Eddie, I'll be honest. So maybe, obviously, I ain't going to say the manager's wrong or right for dropping him, you know what I mean? But
what he's doing is keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah.
And what position were you, by the way, or are you?
Central midfield.
Central midfield. You're slightly different from midfielders. Yeah. But I was saying downstairs that I think for strikers, sometimes rotating strikers make sense to me because it's such an explosive position where you need to be really 100%. And you don't want to flog your strikers. Yeah. So I think keeping your strikers a little bit fresher can maybe help.
Yeah, 100%. To be fair, I guarantee next time Eddie comes back in, he bags. So you know what I'm saying? Keep him hungry,
today.
Maybe today might come on.
He's got a ridiculous record here at Emirates Stadium. Honestly, it takes a brave manager to leave a player out that's got I think it's something like 16 in the last 18 starts here. It's phenomenal. Yeah. So maybe he'll come on and bag instead.
Whenever he comes off the bench, he's always effective. Very effective.
He is very effective. Shep, we can't hear you from there because you don't have a microphone. Shep is saying when Eddie comes off the bench, he's very effective. And you are right. Tyreek, we're going to let you go and chill out a bit before kick-off. But what's your score prediction?
I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal whitewash quickly.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I like it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Don't we?
Yeah. Put your hands together for Tyreek.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We'll let you head off.
Yeah, all the best.
Adrian stealing the microphone.
Yeah,
right, so we spoke briefly there about Eddie on Monday night against Crystal Palace, and generally we were pretty happy with the performance, and I know we were really impressed with Declan Rice in particular, right? I think we can have a little look at, I was going to say some of the highlights, but actually I think it's the penalty for us.
You're missing the quick free kick here, aren't you, with Gabriel Martinelli? He sees it. I think there's a nice little bit of eye contact between the players. They set it up beautifully. There's a nice little gap. And
that is such a penalty.
Yeah, he knocks it out of play, but he is wiped out. And look, this was controversial, wasn't it? That Saka took it. Ødegaard took it instead of Saka, but he netted it coolly, didn't it? It wasn't a problem. I just wonder now, is that Martin Ødegaard on pens instead of Bukayo? Personally, I wouldn't have an issue with that. It's just, Yeah, I think it's nice to know where you stand with penalty takers.
Yeah.
I don't like it where it's up for grabs, where like you have a debate on the pitch. I don't think that's what Mikel Arteta will be looking for moving forward.
Okay, I think we should come back to that and chat to everyone in the box. Chef's like, yes, I have a strong opinion on that, because that is a pretty good point from you, Adrian. I saw a lot of debate on social media about that, about whether, you know, there should be one person in particular, or is it kind of whoever's feeling confident in the moment? But you think that it should be one designated?
I think you should have a 1-2-3, and I think they probably would put a 1-2-3 on the board before the game. But there's no reason why that 1-2-3 has to stay the same. If Bukayo, he's missed a couple, as we know, and I just think if he wasn't feeling confident at Palace, I don't know what happened. Whether he gave it to Martin, or whether it was because Mikel sort of hinted that they decided on the pitch.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think that is something that should happen regularly, because you don't want to see those scenes where players are having a tug of war over the ball. It's happened to me once, and it was where I was a penalty taker and someone tried to steal it off me.
I was going to say, who were you in that situation?
It was just embarrassing because I wasn't letting go of that ball. I just wasn't letting go of it, and I was the captain at the time, so I was like, "What are you doing?" So
Commando Clarke came out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know it. So yeah, we don't want any of that. I don't think we'll see that here. No way. But I think that Martin Ødegaard is a very good penalty taker. He's a very calm individual, isn't he? So yeah, if we get one today, I think it'll be him. But look, we can't predict anything about Arsenal at the moment. They're very, very unpredictable.
And generally, I mean, I want to know your thoughts as well on Monday night's game against Palace. Generally pretty happy, especially going down to 10 men, which we will talk about as well. What did you think of the performance?
Let's hear what Chef thinks.
It's on me.
You got the mic.
You got the mic, honey.
No, I think we did well. You know, Eddie played well. You know, and we see our guy Declan Rice doing his thing in there, and just taking control. You know, I really like that. And as you said, we went down, where usually in the past years we would have maybe crumbled a bit, but we kind of dug it out and grit. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. This will take us there. I can deal with this. And yeah, it was good to see. It
was good teamwork, wasn't it? I liked Mikel Arteta's subs because he basically just put all the defenders on, didn't he? He just went, right, we're going to have a back five, and then we're going to put defensive players in front, and we're going to say, come and break us down. And Palace didn't look like breaking it. The only way they were going to score is if a lucky ricochet fell their way inside the box. It was slightly risky tactics, but it did work. I like the Jorginho sub because he got us passing, didn't he? Because what we were doing, we were kicking it out, clearing it to no one. So we needed someone on there to look after the ball. And there was a period of 5 or 10 minutes where we just played keep ball, and I love that part of the game. I just thought, yes, that's what I want to see when we play against 10 men. So yeah, job done. I was pretty impressed. 1-0 at Palace with 10 men is a very good result.
Well, what about the Tomiyasu red then? I mean, we were talking about it post-match, and you and I, you know, both. But I think everyone in the world of football, from what I've seen pretty much over the past few days, has said that was certainly never a second yellow, right?
No, it was a mistake from the ref, but the rules should change. Oh, this is the instant here.
I think these are both.
So this is Havertz. So look, Havertz has the ball initially, does he? So that's, we're taking our time. He's messing around with it. Look, teams have done this to us plenty of times in the past, so I don't blame us for adopting this attitude. Tomiyasu, is he dragging it out? Is he dragging it out? Not really. He's just looking for someone to pass to, and the ref I think has made his mind up a bit early there. So that's yellow card number one. Look, Havertz should have got it ahead of him. Here, there's just no touch. So he's guessed, and referees, if they're going to give a yellow card, especially a yellow card that leads to a red, they can't guess. You can't guess. He hasn't seen a tug because there wasn't one.
No.
So he's thought from his angle, he must have been pulled down there, and that's a huge mistake. And the thing that really grinds my gears is that the rules are that a second yellow can't be looked at by VAR. Why? I can't think of any logical reason why a second yellow wouldn't be looked at by VAR. The rules should have changed on Tuesday morning when the referees looked at that and they said,
this is quite a good angle.
They should have looked at that and said, is that a big mistake? Yes, it is. Should we have used VAR there? Clearly the answer is yes. So why isn't the rule changed? I think it's diabolical and it needs to change.
Okay, so then heading into today's game, I mean, the big old debate, I suppose, was the back four and who was going to come in instead of Tomiyasu. So what do you think? We spoke a bit about this pitch side.
Well, my logic was that if he wants to continue with Partey as this right back that plays in central midfield, that kind of rules out Zinchenko a little bit because they can't both do it at the same time. So I was thinking, and Zinchenko, as I said, maybe needs a bit more time to come in. So I thought Zinchenko probably won't start. I thought we might just go back to last season and sort of, you could go with Gabriel left back, I suppose, and then go Saliba, White and Partey. That could have worked because I think that Gabriel at left back really is a left-sided centre back. And then the other option was with Kivior. So, and that's the player that he's chosen. I think the reason he's chosen Kivior is because Kivior's more of a left back than Gabriel. That's the only reason I can think logically why he would have done that, because Gabriel was so good last season. Other than the fact that Gabriel is struggling for fitness or something like that, I really don't know. But yeah, as a Gabriel owner in the FPL, I keep missing out on all these points. I haven't changed it. I thought, well, this week he's got to play, but clearly not. But I like Kivior. I've got nothing against Kivior. I think Kivior is settled in lovely, and I think he can do a good job today. It's not going to be an issue, I don't think, but it was a slight surprise.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, well, on to today's game. What is the number for us, Adrian?
Oh, you tell me.
The number is 10. I have no idea. It is the number 10.
This is it. This is it.
There we go.
We are undefeated on our last 10 Premier League games against Fulham. Probably no surprise there. We're a bigger club, aren't we? We've won 8. We've drawn 2. It's a long time since Fulham have beaten us, since they've put in a decent performance. I think we've scored 16 consecutive games against Fulham. So look, this is a London derby, but it's a match that we're accustomed to winning, and hopefully we will today. Last year's game here was good. It was a good game, really good game, 2-1. And what struck me watching it was how brave they were. Under Marco Silva, they attack and they press. And they're not like Forest. So Forest, I don't know how many of you were at the Forest game, but Forest just sat everyone back and played on the counter-attack. A lot of teams would do that against us. I don't think Fulham want to do that. They might have to at times, but I think they want to go and win it higher up the pitch. They want the ball. Because they're pretty good at knocking the ball around through the thirds. They'll play out from the back. So I think it'll be a different type of game. And I think it's actually a type of game that might suit us more, because they'll have more of the ball. We win it. And then when we break on them, there'll be less defenders there. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
Also, we've got the Gabriel stat, which, I mean, I don't know if it makes for great listening now.
Well, it's another reason I would have picked him, because he scored. Gabriel has scored in 3 or 4 appearances against Fulham.
Fulham, yeah.
He scored 3 times. So three of the last 4 matches that we played against Fulham, he's netted. So, and Fulham aren't great at set pieces, defending them. Really bad, actually, at defending set pieces. I think they've conceded in 2 games. The other team has had 18 shots from corners and free kicks against Fulham, which shows a big vulnerability. And for me, Gabriel's probably our biggest threat when it comes to corners and free kicks.
Sounds like he has been a kind of lucky charm against Fulham.
Yeah, but look, we've got enough out there to win this game. No, it's not the Gabriel show. We've got more than enough to win the game.
Yeah, okay, and let's get another guest up here who is not really a lucky charm for Arsenal. Chef Clarke, come on up. We need to give you a microphone. Are you? So I say this for anyone who hasn't seen you on the Breakdown Live before. Last season, each time that Chef came on the show, and I'm not blaming you here, but we lost.
Well, you are, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, you are. You're talking to a professional boxer here.
Yeah, I know. I need to be careful. Wrestlers, boxer. But I mean, are you feeling luckier for us this season, Chef?
Yeah, I flipped a coin and it worked out well.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Let's not dwell on this negativity. You know, he's here to see a win today.
All right,
but talking of positives, I didn't get to see your last fight, but I saw the highlights of it, and I love the knockout. That was win number 6. So fight number 6 as a pro, win number 6, number 5 KO.
Wow.
Pretty nice win, that.
And,
not bad. Hello. Yeah.
That's all right. And that's led me to now fighting for my first belt, September September 30th.
Yeah.
IBF International belt. That'll be my first belt. I'll go and collect it. It's at Wembley, so make sure you come out and support. You know?
Good luck, Chef. Good luck. So, this opponent. So, do you know much about the opponent? Have you done your homework?
I do. He's a well-known cruiserweight contender. He's fought all the greats.
Okay.
Well, I say all the greats, but all
Not
the,
you,
the
yeah.
all the modern greats. He's like the gatekeeper for this belt. And come September 30th, I'll beat him, take the belt, and
a little uppercut. Is it a little uppercut? The last?
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah, I like the uppercut.
Special delivery.
Are you feeling? Oh well, you're obviously feeling confident. Do you get nerves at all? Like, is this almost? You know, I think it's a thing in boxing, right, where it's you've got to do like the hype and all that talk and all that kind of thing. Do you believe it, or is that just like your persona?
I don't believe that I do that. I'm just confident in me.
Okay.
I train hard, and I know that what this guy or any of my other opponents bring will not be enough. It just won't. I'm too fit, I'm too strong, and my boxing IQ is just way above. So, you know,
it's next level.
You know, and speaking of confidence, you saw the walkout. Did you see the walkout? If you haven't seen the walkout, you need to see the walkout. You know what I mean?
What do you do?
I dance.
Okay. I mean, you've opened yourself up to this. The stage was yours.
No, Commando's here, so I can't.
I'm so happy that we're using that throughout the show because I know it's slightly killing Adrian.
Inside, I'm dying. Let's change the subject of football. What do you think that we can do this season that we couldn't do last season to get over the line, to beat Manchester City? Do you think we've got the squad, or would you like to see one or two more come in between now and the end of the window? I'm just interested to know your thoughts.
In comparison to last season, I think we've got more experience. Also, Man City's lost a couple of their valuable players that will get them goals and who stabilise them in midfield. Also, we've added experience in Declan Rice, and the last game we played, you could see that there was instances where like we would normally try and keep the ball all the time, and he just went Rosehead. Do you know what I mean? And he gave you time to stop, and so I think that also we've got more players now.
Yeah.
You know, so if we have an injury, a guy can pick up. We've just signed a brilliant goalkeeper to back us. Not that we didn't have good goalkeepers, but you know what I mean. So I think
tremendous.
Yeah, maybe one more striker, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Is that fair?
That is fair, yeah, I agree. And today, you're confident today?
Yeah, today. Most of all, I'm happy with the top three, you know. Eddie is my guy, he's cool. But I just think that the three that we've got up front, the combination of those guys, they just do this. Where Eddie's like central, these guys, they do this, and it would be very hard to keep track of them. And Martinelli's just my guy, man. He just non-stop work for 90 minutes.
Hey, also Jesus on the in the squad, on the bench.
It's a real bonus that Jesus is
Great,
back.
right?
Honestly, the bench, I don't think the bench has looked this strong for a long time. So, yeah, look, if plan A isn't working, we can change it up, can't we? So, no, I think we're right to be confident. Let's hope that faith's justified, eh?
Absolutely. All right, Chef, we'll let you go and sit down. Chef Clarke, everyone. Okay, back to Fulham, Clarke. What have you made of them so far? I mean, I know we're only a couple of games into the season. Last season, they
surprised
really well.
everyone. Yeah, they finished 10th.
Yeah.
They were very, very good last season. They got a great coach. Marco Silva's excellent. And with a small group of players, he got them going. This time around, they've lost Mitrovic. So their whole tactical approach really was based around Mitrovic. He was brilliant in the air, the best aerial threat in the division. So they used to put a load of crosses into the box, and he would cause havoc. Now what do? Because you've got Raul Jimenez, who's sort of coming back from, he's not recaptured his former glory for Wolves. He's not that quick. He's not amazing in the air. So they're having to change their tactics. They play short through the thirds. They're a neat and tidy side. But what I've noticed in the 2 games so far is that they're giving up so many chances. So the most in the division, shots against, and they've played Everton, who they beat, and Brentford, who they got tanked by 3-0. So they've not played two great teams, yet they've given away the most shots. Bernd Leno's been the busiest keeper. So this gives me a lot of heart that we can have fun today and create plenty of chances. They do have one player that's come back today, called João Palhinha, who's a very, very good player. Great stat about Palhinha was that he won, I think it was around 84 tackles last season, okay? It was 27 more tackles that he won than any other player in the Premier League. So he crunches into the tackles. He's a very, very good player. So him coming back into the team is a bonus for them. But defensively as a whole, they've been weak. And I expect us to, make them pay. And they've relied, I'm going to talk about Bernd Leno in a bit, but we've made sure Bernd Leno catches the eye, and I think today we want to keep Bernd Leno very, very busy. Well,
we've got a graphic as well that you've picked out that I think we can have a look at here. Expected goals conceded.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the XG. They've conceded 3. But they should have conceded, according to the stats and the quality of the chances, they should have conceded nearly 7 goals already. So that's way above Everton, Wolves. Look, Spurs are up there, so even though they've had a good start, they've been a bit leaky at the back. So that's a good stat to show you how open teams are. So they're the most open in the early stages of this season. So yeah, hopefully that's positive for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we have another special guest on the show, musician J.O. Hey, come join us. Hello. Oh, I like this shirt and necklace combination. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I need to. Can we get? Yeah. Can we get us that? How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, all
excited.
Good. You're looking the part in the new kit. I've got to say.
You play a new signing.
Yeah.
Hey, you were actually part of the video for the third kit, right? What was that like? Talk to us.
That was amazing, to be honest. They filmed it at All Point C, Stormzy's festival.
Oh yeah.
This is what we mean. So that was actually quite fun, performing and then wearing a kit on the day that came out. So.
Okay, hold on. We heard that correctly, just casually performing. So you were part of Stormzy's set at All Point C's?
Yeah, festival.
That's
amazing. I'm probably sick.
I think that's worth a round of applause.
That's so cool. That's a massive achievement. You're really humble. we're feeling really humble here. Big Arsenal fan, right? From talk to us about your journey.
Baby, junior gunner. I used to be a junior gunner.
Oh.
And so I think my first game was at Tottenham. It's Arsenal at Tottenham Stadium. So I live right next to the stadium as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You live near Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah. I wear this shirt.
Hey, no, but I respect you for that, because that can't be easy. It can't be easy living in the worst part of North London. Let's face it. Being a Gooner, I love it though. But you look like a new son. You look like you could play. You got the 7 on.
Yeah, but
did you used to do it? Do you do a bit? Do you play?
Yeah, I used to play. Maybe like a couple of years back. I was playing at a team called Edmund Eagles.
Yeah.
I stopped, the knee injuries.
You could have been a pro though, right?
We've all had that.
Could have been a pro.
Yeah. We know. How are you feeling about today's game? I mean, everyone here feels very confident, right?
Yeah, I'm confident.
You're the same?
Yeah, I had a conversation out there. Asked me, what do you think the score would be? And I said 3-0. So
3-0.
Prediction,
I think there's a few 3-0s being chucked out. I think today's the day for a clean sheet at home, right? I mean, I know we got one against Palace, but you can see what it meant to the team, couldn't you? That clean sheet. It makes everyone in the team feel like they've contributed. I think when you keep that clean sheet, so I think there'll be a focus on that today. Is Saka? You got the 7 because of Saka, or is there another player that's your favourite?
Saka and Odegaard probably my top 2.
Yeah. I think. Who would you have on pens? I'm giving you. You're Mikel Arteta. You got the power. Who's on pens today?
Odegaard.
Yeah.
Like, just because of what was said recently about him, like making all his penalties, I feel confident in him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we shall see. I mean, it'd be nice if we got a penalty, actually, wouldn't it? I'm going 3-0 as well, though. We're going to let you go and get ready because kick-off is very soon, and we've still got some more bits to get through. But please, put your hands together for J.O. Thank you. I love it when we've got an action-packed show.
It's all happening, isn't it?
Yeah, but then producer Callum's like, Nicole, we've got a lot to get through. Right, talk to me, Adrian, about key man for today.
Key man for us?
Yeah.
I think it's got to be Declan Rice. I was really impressed. We haven't had time to really sort of go over his performance, but I thought I thought he was excellent. Yeah, this map here is his passes to Martinelli. Okay, so like he didn't pass to anyone more than he passed to Gabriel Martinelli. I think that's a really good sign. You can see a few of those longer passes, switches of play, one in behind to the byline. I think that's really, really important because so much of our stuff goes down the right to Saka. It's going to need sometimes Declan to get the ball, go bang. Go on, Gabriel Martinelli. This one's for you. And he stepped it up. The short passes are nice, he's going to do that, but I think a confident Declan Rice can also play those longer balls and he can be really effective for us. I thought he owned the game with and without the ball. I thought him and Eddie Nketiah were my two standouts from that game. I thought he was superb.
It feels like he's really settled in now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he fit in very quickly, very well, but I feel like we're seeing kind of prime
honestly,
Declan
there's
Rice.
so much to think about. It would frazzle my mind if I was playing for Mikel Arteta because he's got so many sort of complicated instructions. He's asking him to do different things, and it's not going to be something that you just click right away. But I think he's embraced it, and now we're starting to see what he's all about. He's also a bit fitter. He's stepped up. I'd say he went up 2 gears against Crystal Palace. He can maybe go another gear today, so I'm looking forward to watching him play.
He's been taking some fitness tips from Chef Clarke over here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the stuff. Arsenal were in the tunnel, so quickly, stat trick. Let's have a look at what that is today.
Yeah.
Here we are. Can you read from there?
I can, yeah. Trossard's got more assists than any other player in the Premier League since he made his debut in January, which is 10, which is absolutely brilliant. Of course, famously, 3 of those came against Fulham back in March. Just one of the best hat-trick of assists I've ever seen, really. We've never lost a home league game against Fulham, winning 24 and drawing 6. It is the most one team's faced another at home without losing in English league history. So Fulham really, they view this as a game that they just never ever win. So hopefully that continues today. And since the start of last season, there have been 81 Premier League goals scored here at Emirates Stadium. That's more than at any other ground. The average goals here last season was just crazy, wasn't it? It was off the scale. We got 3 in our lowest home game. I think we might get 4 or 5 goals today. I certainly hope so.
I'm going 3-0, but Chev is what's stressing me out here. He's throwing me off. I just don't know.
4-1.
You think 4-1?
I'm going to be
no,
positive.
I'm going clean sheet.
Okay.
I think we've just got time for the FPL update. Let's have a
yes,
look. How are you
please.
getting on, Adrian? Well, I'm guessing quite well. You're 24.
24.
That's decent.
I mean, yeah.
Dan Roebuck, shocking. Nick Wright, even worse. 358th. I can barely even say that number.
Keep it on the screen.
The teams are coming out, so I think it's time to head to our commentary team, Dan Roebuck and Jeremy Aliadier.
Well, 2 wins from 2 games represents the perfect start for Arsenal to the new season, but off the back of a London derby that saw Mikel Arteta's side under pressure for the last 15 minutes, another all-capital clash